We're here with Heather Carter Wrights. She's an author of So Selfie and So Selfie #NoFilter. Hi, Heather. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you too. Good to see you.
So, Heather, I hear you're a Seinfeld fan. Now, once again, I never watched Seinfeld because I was stuck in the hospital for my younger days. So there's this episode that really clicked with you about maintaining serenity. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, for people who, I guess if you have or haven't seen it, but Kramer's kind of a wild character in the show. And I
know about Kramer.
Yeah. So he has adopted this mantra and called Serenity Now. And he just mutters this to himself. Anytime things start getting a little hairy, he just goes, Serenity Now, Serenity Now. And a friend of his said, well, it's Serenity now, insanity later. And so, and
there's a little truth to that, isn't it? That kind of stings a little bit, doesn't it? Well, how does that pertain to Christmas?
Well, eventually in the show, he ends up just snapping because everything is just like, Serenity now, Serenity now. And then he just starts screaming, Serenity now. And I feel like a little bit of that Serenity now, we need that at Christmas. But I think there's a piece that he was missing that we need to implement. And that is, if you are trying to get serenity, but you're not getting it from the right source, and I believe that's from God, then it will indeed end in insanity. You can't just keep repeating something. Sometimes it helps, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have the power that you need to overcome some of the stressors that we go through at holidays.
So you're saying to stay plugged into the source. So tell us a little bit about how you maintain serenity in this crazy kind of fast-paced Christmas season that we're experiencing right now, Heather.
Well, I think a lot of it is just, one of the things that I do during Advent and this season, for people who don't know, that word means waiting. We're waiting for Christmas to come. And I think it's important to be mindful of what we're waiting for. So I do try to get up every morning and read from a daily reading that keeps me focused on the things that the Christmas season is, here for in the first place. That's a big one, getting my day started doing that.
Well, Heather, I know for our family, it's so easy just to go through the motions. And my wife is so good at this. She always stops, and she's always got a Christmas devotional like you. And she stops and just takes the time to just slow down.
Mm-hmm. And I also think just looking around and being mindful of the fact that there's some people are grouchier than normal. Unfortunately, there's some of them have the Christmas spirit and some are kind of going the opposite direction. Yep. And if we can remember that a lot of that is because people are in pain, they've lost a loved one, a parent, there's some addiction in their family and they don't know where their kids are or what's happening to them. There's so many people in pain that if we can look around and maybe try to bring some hope and light to their life as part of our living out the Advent season, I think that's one way to get outside of ourselves also.
And I think you're right, Heather. I do think that begins with empathy. I want you to give our audience your spoonful of courage about how you stay connected with God in all that you're doing. I mean, you're an author, you're a writer, you're going around speaking, and then you still do a real estate. You did a book signing this morning at a bookstore. How do you stay connected to God in this? I mean, how do you keep that serenity mantra going in your life personally?
Well, I'm not always really great at it. That's why I write about these things, because it helps me reason them out on paper and remind myself of what I already know to be true. And so I think as we go through the season, if we can just remember, we have the Spirit of God's power to actually live serenely in the midst of the chaos of Christmas and enjoy the holiday time. But we have to claim it from Him. Otherwise it will end in insanity. So I guess
that is the message and the gift of Christmas, Heather. Listen, Heather, it's been so good having you on the show. Once again, Heather is an author. She's written several books, Soul Selfie and Soul Selfie #NoFilter. And she's been talking with us about Serenity Now. You can find out more about her ministry at heathercarterwrites.com. And Merry Christmas.
You too.
Don't forget to text Spoonful to 66866 if you want to join the rest of these updates. I'm Dr. Page, the best guy to see on the worst day of your life. Merry Christmas.